Energy is the driving force behind every individual, every nation. It is said that energy can never be destroyed. It can only be transferred from one body to another. However, in India, the disparity of power availability is quite striking. Some states, despite having huge power generation capacities, cannot utilize those to the optimum due to lesser economic progress in their regions. On the other hand, some fast-developing states consistently seek additional power supply to meet even their basic requirements. This scenario was the most exciting business opportunity for the ones who cared.
We really need to understand what is India's own growth prospects. If India is growing at 10%, and I have been a firm believer that we are and will continue to grow at 10% per year for the next 10 to 15 years, then I think the vast shortages that we will have in power generation come to the fore. For example, if we have a doubling of our GDP every 7 years, we will have to probably triple the power generating capacity in every 7 years. We are not seeing efforts to actually bridge that gap. So there is enormous scope for power generation. And if you have power generation along with power trading, which PTC would have, I think that becomes a very strong, I would say, corporate strategy going forward.
The PTC was started as an intermediary between the project developers and the off-takers of power to give comfort to the project development, especially from the private sector. We started operations in 2001 with a paid-up capital of 6 crores of rupees, which was roughly $2 million at that time. And I'm glad to say that today PTC's market cap is over $700 million. So from $2 million to $700 million, we have traveled a long distance during the last 9 years.
I think for the last 5 or 7 years, the government is paying a lot of attention to the power sector, because even today there is a peak deficit of 12% in power and 11% in energy. So that means we should add more, we should generate more and more power to take care of this deficit. Once India is is taking care of the power sector, it would improve your efficiency, it would improve your production, and thereby the GDP growth would also be achieved to the level of 9 to 10% in the times to come.
The Power Trading Corporation of India has come to such a stage that it has been leading in the country. The equity has been put in by Power Grid, NHPC and NTPC. That shows all such big corporations of the power sector is involved in the Power Trading Corporation. That shows the confidence that they have created in the country.
Today, PTC has a wide repertoire of power-related solutions. Let's take a peek at its short-term trading programs. The most notable segment of the short-term trading relates to varying demands of power across a 24-hour timeline. Evenings demand additional power in industrialized and commercialized states, while the nighttime reduces the load on the grids. Today, PTC is also able to trade power even on a day-ahead basis. These transactions take place on an inter-regional basis. PTC has transactions in all the 5 electricity regions of the country and has conducted transactions with all state electricity boards or utilities in the country. Today, in addition to all the state power utilities, PTC has as its clients various other public and private organizations. major contributor to its success is its long-term power trading solution. For long-term solutions provide stable and long-term business. Some of the key projects that PTC has facilitated till date are Karcham Wangthu, T-Star Stage 3, Pathari Thermal Power Plant, the Dhiru Power, and wind-based project in Rajasthan, the Enercon Wind Farms.
Once we came on the scene, then we started with trading because that was the first step towards development of power market. And with trading having successfully demonstrated on the commercial basis, people started thinking that there would be an electricity market now, and therefore you no longer have to depend only on cost plus tariff and only on sale of electricity to the state electricity boards. And therefore there was renewed enthusiasm among the power developers to come in a larger way to the power sector. And we received a lot of proposals from them for signing PPAs, and later we received proposals from them for equity investments and for also providing other kinds of services because they valued our association and the market received it well.
PTC has also been identified as the nodal agency for cross-border trading by the Government of India to develop our nation as an energy hub for South Asia. This is West SETI project in Nepal, a 750 megawatt hydroelectric project, and is being set up to export the entire power output to India. PTC is also actively engaged in the development of Indo-Nepal transmission interconnection for enhancement of power trade between the two countries. Apart from this, PTC has signed various long-term agreements with the Department of Energy, Bhutan, for purchase of surplus power. Some of the key projects of PTC in Bhutan are the Chukha Hydroelectric Project, 336 megawatt, Kurichu Hydroelectric Project, 60 megawatt, and Tala Hydroelectric Project, 1020 megawatt. PTC facilitates power projects by entering into long-term PPAs with IPPs and power utilities in India and abroad. It is the only entity in India recognized and authorized by the government to carry out such multi-party power sale agreements with users and state electricity boards.
Whosoever is setting up of the power plant, he will be very keen that there should be a PPA agreement so that there should not be any problem for sale of the power. And here I think all PTC will have to play a more active role. They have set up the power exchange, which is a good beginning. And I think in the future, PTC would be the nodal agency as far as the PPA is concerned.
Ever since inception, PTC has been a key player at the industrial level too, transferring power from a captive power plant of one industry to another. In India, there is a large amount of electricity generation capacity tied up in such captive power plants. These can be utilized to reduce the widening gap between the supply and demand of electricity. PTC intends to source power from captive power plants with surplus power for consumption by industrial consumers or bulk consumers in the same geographical region. PTC's endeavors in providing power solutions to the nation have been diverse and extensive. PTC's experiences may be of considerable use to the regulators in mapping out a blueprint in the years to come. Currently, PTC offers advisory services in tariff and financial modeling for IPPs, filing tariff petition before the Regulatory Commission, setting up business processes for trading desk, preparation of RFP and RFQ for competitive bidding of power projects, guiding HT consumers and captives on open access and in filing petitions before the Regulatory Commission, drafting of power purchase agreement and power sale agreement, both short-term and long-term. Over the years, PTC has not only powered the electricity market, but is also responsible for setting up the first power exchange in India. Today, PTC operates 2 power exchanges in the country where people can do day-ahead trading.
PTC has created the market for sale of power by itself and by then establishing as a co-promoter for the power exchange market. So once you know that at least you have got one nodal agency with whom the PPA could be signed, I think that gives lot of comfort not only to the who is setting up the power plant, but also to the institutions who are financing these power projects.
From one milestone to the other, PTC has now established special purpose vehicles and forged JVs with various organizations in India and abroad. PTC India Financial Services, or PFS, is an investment special purpose vehicle established with a mandate to provide financial services in the energy value chain. PFS invests in various power projects, fuel sources, related infrastructure like gas pipelines, LNG terminals, ports, equipment manufacturers, etc. In India, a lot of agricultural byproducts like straw or husks are wasted and generally used as fuel in household cooking. PFS now uses them for its biogas-based projects which provide sustainable energy to the rural population. It is quite active in green energy too. PFS owns a wind farm and has equity participation in various other wind and biodiesel-based power projects. PFS is also helping people from Germany, Spain, and the US to set up solar units in India. Amongst various plans of PFS, its accent on becoming a trustworthy intermediary for conventional energy fuels is extremely noteworthy, since this is a major building block for India's energy self-sufficiency and energy security. Apart from PFS, PTC has a JV with Infrastructure Development Finance Company in Athena Energy Ventures Private Limited.
It has actually improved the risk-taking ability of private generators because they have much greater confidence in their ability to actually find a home for the power that they generate. In turn, this has helped financial intermediaries such as IDFC get comfortable about offtake from power plants that are being built, and it has therefore accelerated the pace at which financial closures have become feasible for a new generation of power capacity in the country.
It's another vertical. PTC Energy Limited conducts asset-based business, that is, joint ventures with the power project developers and then takes them forward. Today, PTC enjoys a great deal of credibility and its every venture has been yielding results, offering great benefits to people. Although started off by the Government of India, it is now a publicly listed company.
The future plans are to provide more and more services to the stakeholders in the power sector on a holistic basis, and therefore we see that more and more developers would come and ask for financial assistance, ask for our PPAs and ask for more and more services from PTC. And our philosophy always has been that we respond very positively to the needs of the sector. Actually, we have been saying in PTC that if anyone comes to PTC with any question, he must not go back unresponded.
The 3 important sectors and corporation of my other wing, that is NHPC, NTPC and Power Grid, had joined as equity holders. And this has proved that the confidence that the PTC has created, and this company will grow and grow. I wish the best of days in the future.
PTC has its obligation to the shareholders and the people of India, and it endeavors to continue playing a pivotal role in energy sufficiency and energy security of the nation for centuries to come. Because only an enlightened organization can lead the path to prosperity.